Hey everyone, and welcome back to Love Hackers. I'm Alex Carter,
And I'm Sophie Tanaka.
and we are your dating coaches here to, decode modern romance for you.
That's right. And today we're tackling a topic that I think is going to hit home for a lot of you out there, navigating the world of dating apps after divorce.
Yeah, this is something we get asked about a lot. Apps are kind of the norm now,
Yeah.
but it can feel like a whole different ball game when you're coming back to it after you've, gone through a divorce.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're doing a deep dive today to sort of help you guys figure out how to get back out there.
Yeah.
And the thing that really jumped out to me from the research is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach anymore.
It's true. You've been through a big life change.
Right.
Your priorities are different, and the app that you might have used in your 20s is not going to be the right fit now.
Exactly.
So if you're looking for something serious, the research suggests that eHarmony and Match are really good places to start.
Okay, those are two big names.
Yeah.
And I know people who have had success on both of them. eHarmony, that's the one with like the really intense questionnaire, right?
Yes, it's very detailed,
Very detailed.
but it's for good reason.
Okay.
They're trying to get a really deep understanding of your personality and your relationship goals so they can match you with people who are truly compatible.
So it's not just based on, a quick glance at a photo.
No.
It's really going deeper than that.
Much more than that, they weigh the personality factors much more heavily than, say, a swiping app.
Got it. So it's less about the initial spark and more about, that long-term potential.
Exactly. And that makes sense for someone who's, been through a divorce and maybe had that spark fizzle out.
Right.
And the research shows that eHarmony has a really impressive success rate leading to marriages.
Oh, wow.
So if that's your goal, it's worth the time investment up front.
Okay, so if you're in it for the long haul, eHarmony's a good bet.
Yes.
What about Match?
Match has been around forever.
It feels like it, right?
And I think that longevity speaks for itself. Yeah.
It has a huge user base.
Okay.
Which is always a good thing. And for someone who's, just kind of dipping their toes back in the research, mentions that they have a free trial.
That's nice. You can try it before you commit.
Exactly.
Does it work the same way as eHarmony, though, in terms of, like, the matching?
It considers compatibility, but it also gives you a lot of control with these detailed profiles that you can create.
Okay.
So you can present like a really well-rounded picture of yourself.
Got it. And I think that's super important after a divorce because, you're not starting from scratch.
Right.
You have a whole history that's part of who you are.
Exactly. It's about showing how all of that has led you to where you are now.
It's not erasing the past. It's integrating it.
Right.
Okay, so we've got eHarmony, we've got Match.
Yes.
Those are both sort of geared towards, more serious relationships. But the research also acknowledges that not everybody's looking for marriage right away.
Of course.
Some people might want to explore more casual connections.
And for that, Adult Friend Finder is mentioned.
Yes, that's a popular one.
I've definitely heard of it, but it's not exactly known for its meet the parents vibe.
True.
So tell me about this one.
Well, the research highlights how inclusive it is and that it caters to all sorts of relationship dynamics. So from just casual dating to hookups, it's more about exploring without pressure.
So while eHarmony and Match are about building towards something,
Yes.
Adult Friend Finder's keeping it light.
That's how I see it based on the research.
Okay, and then there's another one that's mentioned, and that's Ashley Madison,
Oh,
which is,
a little more specific.
yeah.
It's definitely for a particular group of people.
That's the one that's, focused on discrete relationships outside of marriage.
Yes.
Not really what comes to mind for most people post-divorce.
Right.
But is there any relevance there?
Well, the research points out that they really emphasize privacy and security.
Okay.
So that might be appealing to a certain subset of people. But yeah, it's not usually the first choice for someone rebuilding their romantic life after a divorce.
Makes sense. So, okay, we've got this whole spectrum of apps.
Yes.
And it's really clear that, it's not just about the brand name.
No.
It's about figuring out which app aligns with where you're at after going through this big change.
Absolutely.
And the research actually gives us 5 key factors to consider when making this decision.
I like it. Let's break it down.
So first up, user base size.
Okay.
It seems like bigger is better, right? Like more people to choose from.
Yeah, essentially the research really emphasizes that a larger pool increases your chances of finding someone compatible.
Right.
And that's key. When you're being selective after a divorce, you want to have options.
Absolutely. All right, so bigger pool, more options.
Yes.
What about filters? I love a good filter.
Me too. Filters are great. The research agrees.
Yeah.
Filters let you be really specific about what you're looking for, so your criteria.
Right, age, location.
Yes. All of that interests relationship goals even.
So you can really fine-tune your search and avoid wasting time on profiles that aren't a good fit.
Right. It's like online shopping, but for a partner.
Hopefully with fewer returns.
Hopefully.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, so cost is another big one. And the research acknowledges that dating apps can range from free to pretty pricey.
Yeah, and I imagine after a divorce, finances might be a little tight for some people.
Absolutely.
So is free always the way to go?
Not necessarily. The research indicates that free apps often have limited features.
Okay.
And they might attract a crowd that's not as serious.
Got it.
Whereas paid apps usually have more advanced matching and better security.
So you get what you pay for.
Exactly. It's about figuring out, what's valuable to you.
Right, you're making an investment.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got user-based filters, cost. Now this one always fascinates me, the matching algorithms.
Oh, yeah, the mysterious algorithm.
Because some apps really boast about their algorithm like it's this magical thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what does it actually mean?
Well, the research breaks it down, and basically these algorithms use complex formulas to crunch all this data to predict compatibility.
So it's not just like randomly throwing people together.
No, there's a method to the madness.
There's some science behind it.
Yes, and a good algorithm can really increase your chances of finding someone that you actually click with.
Which is what we all want, right?
Right.
Especially after divorce, when you're like, okay, I'm done with the games.
Yes, exactly.
I want to find something real.
Right.
Okay, so last factor on our list, intentions of other users.
Okay.
Why is that so important?
Because it's about being on the same page.
Okay.
You want to choose an app where most of the users share your goals.
Got it.
So are they looking for something casual? Are they looking for something serious? Are they looking for something else entirely?
You don't want to be, barking up the wrong tree.
Exactly. You want to be in the right pond.
Right. So you're not wasting your time or anyone else's time.
Absolutely. It's about setting yourself up for success.
Awesome. All right. So we've covered choosing the app.
Yes.
But once you're in,
yes,
how do you make sure that you're, putting your best foot forward?
Well, that's where your profile comes in.
Okay.
Your profile is your digital introduction.
Right.
And the research really breaks this down into two key elements.
Okay.
Choosing the right pictures.
Yes.
And then writing a captivating bio.
Pictures. Those can be tricky.
Oh, they can be a minefield.
What makes a good dating app photo?
Okay, so the research really emphasizes honesty and authenticity.
Okay.
So you want to choose photos that are recent, flattering, and that show you accurately.
So no catfishing?
No catfishing allowed.
Okay.
So no heavily filtered selfies and no photos from like a decade ago.
What about group photos of those? Okay.
They can be tricky if you include them. Make sure you're easily identifiable. And whatever you do, the research stresses no photos with your ex.
Oh.
Even if they're cropped out.
Oh.
It just sends the wrong message. Like you're not fully over the past.
Oh, no exes in photos. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So we've talked about photos now. Let's talk about the bio.
Okay.
What makes a bio stand out in a sea of profiles?
The research calls it your elevator pitch.
Ooh, I like that.
You have to grab their attention and make them want to learn more.
All right, so be authentic, share your interests, what you're looking for.
Exactly. Keep it concise and engaging.
It's a dating haiku.
Yes. Short, sweet, to the point.
Okay.
The research suggests using humor can be a great icebreaker, but, keep it appropriate to your personality.
Right.
And be specific.
Okay.
So instead of just saying, I love to travel, mention a memorable trip you took or a dream destination.
So give them a taste of who you are, not just a generic list.
Exactly. Give them something to connect with.
Awesome. Okay, so we've tackled choosing the app. We crafted the perfect profile. Now, what about the mental game?
Oh, the mental game is huge.
Because dating after divorce can be emotionally challenging.
Absolutely.
So how do you prepare for that?
Well, the research suggests prioritizing healing and self-discovery before you even start looking for a new relationship.
So it's not about, avoiding dating forever. It's about getting yourself to a good place.
Exactly. It's about knowing yourself, knowing your worth, knowing what you want in a partner.
So you don't fall back into old patterns.
Exactly. Or settle for less than you deserve.
So it's like you've done the inner work and now you're ready to share that, evolved self with someone new.
Precisely.
I love that. Okay, so that brings us to another question that comes up a lot.
Okay.
How do you handle the divorce talk?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Because it's a big part of your story, but is it a first date conversation?
The research actually recommends being upfront about it.
Really?
Yeah, it saves time,
Okay.
and it helps you connect with people who are understanding and accepting.
So you're not, hiding this big part of your life.
No.
You're presenting it as part of, what shaped you.
Exactly.
Okay, so honesty is key.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Dating apps can get expensive. The research touches on investing in a paid membership.
Okay.
Is it always worth it?
It depends.
Okay.
Paid apps usually offer more advanced algorithms, increased visibility, and better security.
Okay.
But the research acknowledges the cost factor, it's a real thing.
Right.
So it's about weighing the benefits against your budget and how seriously you're taking your search.
So again, it's an investment. You have to decide what's right for you.
Exactly.
But even with all the tech and all the algorithms, the research reminds us that the most important ingredient is your own mindset.
So true.
Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Be open to new experiences.
Absolutely. Especially after a divorce, it's a chance to kind of redefine what dating looks like for you.
So embrace the journey.
Yes.
Don't get too caught up in the outcome.
Exactly. Have fun with it.
All right. Well, that's a great place to end this part of our deep dive.
I agree.
We've covered so much.
We have choosing the app, crafting that perfect profile, and even the emotional prep work.
Yeah, we've really laid the foundation. And in part 2, we're going to dig deeper into navigating those first messages.
Yes.
And setting yourself up for success in the actual dating world. So stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Love Hackers. We're diving even deeper into the world of dating apps after divorce.
And I feel like we're really starting to crack the code here.
I think so.
We've chosen our app, we've crafted our profile. Now the real game begins.
Right.
Actually using the app.
Exactly.
So let's talk messaging, because the research gives some really interesting advice on how to stand out in someone's inbox.
Yeah, you got to think about it. You're not the only one messaging them.
Right.
So how do you make yours stand out?
Exactly.
Well, the research emphasizes personalization.
Okay.
Remember, you're not mass messaging. You're reaching out to a specific person based on something that caught your eye in their profile.
So no generic, hey, what's up?
No.
You got to bring something a little more interesting to the table.
Definitely. The research suggests referencing something specific from their profile.
Okay. Maybe you share an interest, or, they made a witty remark that you liked.
So you're showing that you actually read their profile.
Yes.
You're not just swiping on autopilot.
Exactly. You're putting in the effort.
Right.
And that goes a long way in the world of online dating.
Okay, so personalization is key.
Yes.
But then what about keeping the conversation going?
Okay.
Any tips on how to, avoid those awkward silences, even if it's just virtual?
Well, the research suggests asking open-ended questions that encourage the other person to share more about themselves.
So you're showing genuine curiosity.
Yes.
You're going beyond the superficial small talk.
Exactly.
So instead of just like, hey, how was your day?
Right.
Ask something like, what was the highlight of your day?
Exactly. Or what are you looking forward to this week?
Get them talking.
Yes. And be a good listener.
Right.
The research points out that people can tell if you're just waiting for your turn to talk.
Nobody wants to feel like they're being interviewed.
Exactly.
Right.
It's about creating a comfortable space for the conversation to flow.
Okay, so conversation is clicking, but what about red flags?
Oh, red flags.
How do you know if someone's not who they seem to be?
Okay.
Or if it's time to hit the block button?
Well, the research highlights a few things to watch out for.
Okay.
Inconsistencies in their profile or their story.
Okay.
If something doesn't add up, trust your gut.
So if their photos look completely different from their description,
Yes.
or their story keeps changing, that's a warning sign.
Absolutely. And if they're overly pushy or aggressive, especially early on, that's a major red flag.
Okay.
Don't hesitate to protect yourself.
Right. Safety and comfort come first. Always.
Exactly.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Yes. And another red flag the research mentions is if someone is overly eager to move the conversation off the app before you've had a chance to really get to know them.
So if they're immediately asking for your phone number or social media?
Yes. Proceed with caution.
Okay.
It's about setting boundaries and taking your time to build trust.
All right. You don't have to give out your personal information right away.
No.
Okay. So we've navigated messaging. We've dodged some red flags.
Hopefully.
And now the moment of truth.
Yes. The first date.
The first date. Any advice on how to make it a success, especially after divorce?
Well, the research emphasizes choosing a location that's comfortable and conducive to conversation.
Okay.
So think coffee shop, a casual restaurant, or even a park.
So nothing too fancy,
Right.
nothing too high pressure.
Exactly. Keep it light and relaxed.
And what about those awkward silences?
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes first dates can be a little nerve-wracking.
They can.
Any tips on keeping the conversation flowing?
Well, the research suggests coming prepared with a few open-ended questions or conversation starters.
Okay.
But don't overthink it.
Okay.
Be present, be curious, and let the conversation flow naturally.
So like you would with a friend.
Exactly.
Not like an interrogation.
Right. Show genuine interest in what they have to say, share a little about yourself, and find those common threads that connect you.
And I guess the most important thing is to be yourself.
Absolutely, because you don't want to force a connection that's not really there.
Exactly.
Authenticity is key.
Okay, so what if there's just no spark?
Ooh.
How do you handle a date that's not going so well?
Well, honesty is always the best policy.
Okay.
The research suggests politely ending the date early,
Okay.
thanking them for their time.
You don't have to make excuses or anything.
No need to drag it out.
Just be respectful but direct.
Exactly. And on the flip side, if the date is going really well,
Yes.
don't be afraid to express your interest in seeing them again.
Oh, I like that confidence is attractive.
It is.
So if you're enjoying their company, let them know.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered messaging, we've covered first date tips,
Mm-hmm.
but let's circle back to the emotional side of things. Because dating after divorce can be a roller coaster,
It can.
especially if kids are involved.
Yes. And the research really highlights the importance of prioritizing your children's well-being.
Of course, children come first, always.
Absolutely.
But how do you know when's the right time to introduce a new partner to your kids?
That's such a personal decision, but the research suggests waiting until you're in a committed, stable relationship.
Okay.
Because introducing, a revolving door of partners can be confusing and unsettling for kids.
Makes sense. You want them to feel secure.
Exactly. And when you do decide to introduce them, the research emphasizes open communication.
Okay.
So talk to your children beforehand.
Prepare them.
Yes, let them know what to expect. Answer any questions they might have.
So you're making them feel involved.
Exactly. And keep the initial meeting casual and low pressure.
Okay.
Maybe a fun activity like going to the park or getting ice cream.
Nothing too formal.
Exactly. Just a chance for everyone to get to know each other in a relaxed setting.
And remember, it might take time for your children to warm up to this new person.
It will.
So be patient, be understanding, and just reassure them that your love for them is unwavering.
Yes, that's so important.
And it's about, creating this blended family with love and respect for everyone involved.
Absolutely.
And if you're struggling with any aspect of, dating as a single parent, the research recommends seeking guidance from a therapist.
Yes.
Or a counselor who specializes in family dynamics.
That can be so helpful to have that professional support.
Absolutely. And you're not alone in this journey.
You're not.
There are so many people who have successfully navigated dating and found love after divorce.
It's true, and the research highlights some really inspiring success stories.
Oh, it's so heartwarming to hear about those.
It is. It reminds us that it's possible no matter what your circumstances are.
And it gives hope to people who might be feeling discouraged.
Exactly. It shows that love can bloom again, even after divorce, and sometimes it's even stronger and more fulfilling the second time around.
That's beautiful.
It is, and I think that's a really great message to carry with us as we wrap up part 2 of our deep dive.
I agree. We've covered messaging first dates, the emotional aspects, and even those inspiring success stories.
We have.
And in part 3, we're going to bring it all together with some final words of wisdom and encouragement for anyone navigating this world of dating apps after divorce. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Love Hackers. We are in the final stretch of our deep dive into dating apps after divorce.
And I feel like we've really covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But what's really stood out to me is the emphasis the research puts on mindset.
Yeah.
Like the mindset you bring to dating after divorce is so important.
Right. It's not just about finding a new partner.
No, it's about rediscovering yourself.
Yeah.
What you want, how you approach relationships now.
Exactly. And I think, divorce, as challenging as it is, can be a real opportunity for growth.
Oh, absolutely.
For self-discovery.
It is a chance to learn from the past and create a future that really aligns with who you are now.
And the research actually highlights this, that self-awareness that you gain from going through something like this is one of your biggest assets when it comes to dating again.
It's true. You're not the same person you were before. And that's a good thing. You've evolved. You've learned.
You've leveled up.
You've leveled up. Exactly.
You're bringing that to the table.
And that confidence is so attractive.
Yes.
It shows potential partners that you're not just looking to fill a void.
Right.
You're looking to share your life with someone.
Who gets you?
Exactly.
So it's not about erasing the past.
Yeah.
It's about integrating it into your present and future.
Absolutely. Your divorce is a part of your story,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't define you.
Right.
It shaped you. It's taught you. It's made you stronger.
And that strength is something to celebrate,
Yes.
not hide.
It's what makes you unique. It's what makes you interesting, and it's what will attract the right person.
So for anyone feeling hesitant about dating after divorce,
Mm.
you have so much to offer.
You do.
You have experiences, you have wisdom, you have a heart that's ready for a new adventure.
Absolutely.
And dating apps can be a great tool to connect with people.
They can.
But the most important thing is to approach the experience with an open mind, a kind heart, and a sense of self-love.
I love that.
Be true to yourself, set healthy boundaries, and don't settle.
Don't settle for anything less than you deserve.
You are worthy of love, you're worthy of happiness,
Absolutely.
and you are worthy of a relationship that lights you up.
So go out there, embrace the journey, and trust that the right person is out there waiting.
That is a beautiful message to end on. I feel so inspired.
Me too.
And I hope our listeners do too.
I hope so.
So as we say goodbye for now, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with anyone who might find it helpful.
Yes, spread the love.
And be sure to tune in next time for more dating advice and relationship insights.
You'll be here.
You've been listening to Love Hackers with me, Alex Carter.
And me, Sophie Tanaka. Until next time, happy dating, shaking up.